non-white students pass.
Oh my God.
One student who spoke to the Post was Cielo Castor, who says she was personally attacked. She tells the Post, "It wasn't like they were attacking my character, they were attacking my ethnicity, and it's not like I can do anything about that." Cielo Castor, who is a college freshman now, joins me. Cielo, thank you very much for coming on. I know it's a scary thing to talk to the national press about your experiences, but just tell me what changed for your high school experience between the time Donald Trump was elected and the time after he was elected.
Well, when I went in, he had just announced his campaign, so all I got was the negative. I didn't really see how it was before. So I just saw that it opened up this thing where kids felt like they could say whatever they wanted without any repercussions.
How did they treat you?
Well, I was seen as not like the rest of my peers because I was involved in clubs, and to them I was not a part of them. But when they made comments about race or ethnicity that were insensitive, I was like, they're like, "Oh, we're not talking about you, but that's my culture, so yeah, you are talking about me."
Can you give us one experience you had that prompted you to really look at what was happening outside of the classroom and try to address it?
Mm-hmm. So I remember my freshman year, I was in a history class, and I remember a student telling another student, "Is Trump going to pay for your airfare when you get deported?" And that to me was extremely shocking because I've never ever in my life heard anybody say that to another individual. And with that, I was just like, no, that's not correct.
And your sister still goes to school at that high school. Can you tell me about what she's experiencing right now and any advice you're giving her for the upcoming election year?
Mm-hmm. So, she says that people will say things, but she tries not to think about it because she's very shy and she does not like confrontation whatsoever. But I've told her, I was like, please stand up for yourself. If you see that something is not right, please do it. And if not, I will go to that school myself and go do something about it.
Do you think this is something, the Washington Post details a number of instances, the majority of which are directed at students of color, but some of them are directed at students who support Donald Trump. Do you think that it's fair? Do you think there's a way to overcome all of the negativity that's out there between kids when it comes to who they might support politically? Is there a way to do that with this president still in office?
I don't think so. Kids see what people do and imitate that. So if you see the leader of our country doing that and saying hurtful things about other people, kids are going to be like, well, if he can do it, why can't I?
And what would you tell parents?
To be cautious. I get if you have your own opinion on things, then that's fine. Just don't be disrespectful about it. And also, kids don't really know to the full extent, and they're very impressionable. So I would say be careful what you say around them, or try to see the other side of things.
Do you think schools are doing enough? There's one school that canceled mock elections, banned political gear, trained teachers, increased security, formed student-led mediation groups, and created committees to develop anti-discrimination policies in anticipation of November 2020. Do you think that schools across the country, did your school do enough?
I think, it helps because, it takes away from that ability of giving kids these options of doing hurtful things and saying hurtful things, but also it gives them a better insight and it educates them more on other things rather than just seeing one thing from one perspective.
Cielo Castor. Cielo, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And coming up, food and politics.